Hey guys, welcome back to Back Sports, and I'm back with another video. And this hiring went under the radar a little bit, so I just wanted to bring it to light. But before we get into that, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot, and it helps me make content like this for you guys. So the Cowboys have signed Mike Zimmer, a former Vikings head coach, to the defensive coordinator position after they fired Dan Quinn. And pretty much, what I just remembered, Mike Zimmer wasn't in the league since like 2021, and it was partly due to the fact that, according to the Athletic, um, you know, Mike Zimmer's departure was mainly for the reason that he didn't really like Kirk Cousins and kind of complained openly about Kirk Cousins in meetings. And after going 8-9, the Vikings decided, even after like eight, like what was his record? Like, he was 72-56 and with one tie during his time in Minnesota. He was in Minnesota from 2014 to 2021. So 8 seasons. And he has made the playoffs 3 different times and had 5 different times he was been in the playoffs. He had 2 playoff wins and 3 playoff losses. So he was able to take Minnesota to the playoffs. That's not a big issue here. But he wasn't like the most consistent in terms of like, I guess he was actually, the more I think about it, because thing is, he was hovering above the 500 mark. He wasn't bad. He was 72-56 as a head coach. So what does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys? Well, the Dallas Cowboys recently fired Dan Quinn, who has really changed this defense, really. And the only reason he got fired was for the performance against the Packers. And there were moments during the regular season where it was an issue for Dan Quinn's defenses, like Exhibit A against the 49ers, when they got absolutely decimated earlier in the season by them. And, there were obviously questions with Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn was trying to go for a head coaching job. He ended up getting it in Washington, but, it was a repeated thing about blowing leads and, not playing the defense to its strengths. And now that he's gone, Dan Quinn is now a Washington Commanders problem. Now they bring in Mike Zimmer. And Zimmer isn't a bad coach, per se, a bad defensive coordinator. I just think that Minnesota fans kind of like despised him just solely because of like hovering over that 500 mark. But I feel like this is probably going to be good for the Cowboys because, you already have a solid defense. Like Micah Parsons is not changing. Dexter Lawrence is not changing. Like everyone in that D-line, and you're going to get Trayvon Diggs back from injury. Like, there was a lot of pieces that they were building with Dan Quinn. It's just that the consistency wasn't there. So hopefully, given that next season is going to be, have relatively the same amount of people, like same amount of, it's not the same amount, the same players on the roster. Sorry, I don't know why it took a while for me to get, but you're going to be able to bring in that consistency. And, who knows, Mike Zimmer might be able to, find a way to unlock this defense and be more consistent, because I think consistency is key. And overall, it's important that, you get the most out of Micah Parsons. You get the most out of Deron Bland, who's becoming a really good asset for this Cowboys defense. And the defensive side aside, like this team, the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of questions to answer still. But that's for another video. I'll get into that. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty solid hire. I mean, what do you guys think, Cowboys fans? Let me know in the comments below. Or anyone really, let me know in the comments below what you think about this hire. Did I miss anything? Yeah, and that's about it for this video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.